Today we're at Bardos Pizza and we're talking to the owners who run this family-style pizzeria inside of a brewery. Really cool concept, cool design, really good bar pizza, which is a New England classic. And they are working as a family, and they have a very unique structure of how this business works. And we're going to show you the behind the scenes on this episode of the Pizza Insider.
What's up, Bruce?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man. We're happy to have you. And we're in South Boston.
This is great. How long have you guys been here for?
We've been here almost 3 years. Yeah, and it's been a journey. It's kind of started during COVID and was created from not having anything to do. Business, the world being shut down.
I've talked to so many business owners who have started their business from COVID, which is kind of amazing. Even though COVID was horrible, if you put that aside, the opportunities it provided people was pretty good.
Yeah, I think for us it was all about how do we get our people back to work?
Yeah.
And let's find opportunities and let's say yes to everything. And if we can find the right space to be in, let's take a chance and bet on ourselves. And that's kind of how this place was born.
So you work with your family though, right? In this
We're
place?
a family business, yeah. Fourth generation family business. We started in 1927 with a small meat market in East Boston. And so my great-grandfather started that. Then my grandfather opened up an event venue and catering company and a nightclub. And so then we all, myself, my sister, and my cousin, who now own Bardos, and our hospitality group, ran that place. And then last year we sold it and bought a catering company. And during COVID, when everything was shut down, while we had the venue, we created Bardos Bar Pizza out of a need and a partnership with Castle Island Brewery of wanting to provide really great bar pizza, not on the South Shore.
Take a walk around. Yeah.
It's cool. So we're partners with Castle Island in the sense of we provide food for their brewery. And so this is their brewery space, unbelievable 20-tap bar, private room in the back, and then we have a kitchen that we are responsible for everything in this place up to the food line. So it's not like a traditional restaurant where we're overseeing everything, bartenders, servers, hospitality. We're strictly a food partner and making sure that our quality of food matches the service that is created in the space. And so it's fun. We've got a tight little home.
But your history is more like full everything, right? Like your family has done everything.
We own a venue, so we did weddings and holiday parties and bar mitzvahs and proms.
So this is different for you.
Yeah, so we were very front-facing, forward, front of the house, giving a full service experience, not only great food, but the hospitality piece and the warmth of the client and so on. And so with this concept, we're really just focused on put out a great food product and make sure that it speaks as highly as it can. And then the Castle Island team's responsible for the rest.
Is that pro? Is there I know we talked a little bit about this.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
I think there's a couple things. One, it allows us to stay really focused on one thing, is we're just responsible for really great food and really great quality, and it narrows our focus for mistakes and says let's just focus on one thing and do it really, really well. So on that end, it's a wonderful blessing. You don't deal with call-outs, you don't deal with people being overserved at the bar, not that that happens, but
liability-wise, right?
All that stuff.
Yeah.
That's not there, but personally, that's what we love and are used to. And so there's there's a disconnect there of I want to be out there talking to guests. I want to be overseeing how people are interacting with people. So it's been a learning lesson for us to say, hey, let's take a step back. We own a catering company as well, so we're doing that in other aspects of our business. But when it comes to Bardos Pizza, we're just responsible for great food in a great environment. So it's got its pros, it's got its cons, but it's working really well for us, and it's going to allow us to get as efficient as possible and as profitable as possible, which in business is important.
Totally. If
and you don't get that opportunity all the time.
I've been thinking a lot about this. I don't know if it's just a COVID thing, but I feel like ever since that, and maybe it's just because I've been doing a lot of these videos talking to people.
Yeah.
Breweries and pizza kind of been going together a lot over the course of the country in the last few years.
Yeah, I mean they're both.
I don't know if breweries just don't want to do food and pizza shops just don't want to do, they don't know how to do that, or if it's a pretty good combination, but I see it a lot.
I think what's great is breweries are so popular. The market has grown tremendously on that craft beer side, and the brewery is allowed to focus on what they're really good at, and that's brew amazing beer and serve it to guests. and they're hiring professionals in us
Yeah.
to focus on the food end. And so you see a lot of breweries, especially in this area, that have, you know, a different brand barbecue joint that's running their food program, because it allows the brewers to focus on what they do really well and allows the food provider to focus on what works really well. So it's a nice partnership that's evolved.
Yeah.
And we're excited about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
How many pizzas do you guys pump out of here?
Oh man, depends. We do, I don't know, about 1,000 a week.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good number.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's cyclical with the season, so we're coming into the wintertime.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit more quiet. But we do a lot of drop-off catering with the pizza as well, so we're trying to find new avenues to stay busy throughout the entire year. But we're in full season. It's 1,000+ pies a week, and it gets pretty awesome.
So when you're a partnership with the brewery, if you do, obviously, like anybody that comes in here, obviously that's part of the brewery too, because they're coming here, right?
Yeah.
But if you do catering, is that, so you really partner with the brewery to do all your business out of this kitchen?
So,
Or do you do catering out of your van, out of your
yeah,
truck?
so we have a separate full catering company that's completely separate than pizza.
Got it.
Which is called Off the Vine Catering, which is awesome and fun and different, but it's not pizza focused.
Okay.
We do corporate drop-off catering out of this space for pizzas here all the time. And then through the trailer as well, which we've got another location in Norwood, and we do pizza drop-off catering as well. And then we take the trailer on, you know, to weddings and to birthday parties and to whatever else
You do
might be
bar
doing.
pizza out of the truck too?
Out of the trail, we do it's all bar pizza. So
Same ovens that you have here?
yeah, so we built it out, a 25-foot trailer, custom built with everything that we need. So we can crank as many pizzas out of that place in the small footprint that we do out of this kitchen.
Oh, that's crazy.
And for us, it's just a model of efficiency.
Yeah.
So we have a commissary back in Norwood where we do all of our production. So we make all the dough, we do all the sauce, we make all the cutlets, we make all the sausages, we prep all the vegetables, we make all the custom dressings and all that stuff, and then we deliver it fresh every day. So every day we're delivering fresh dough here to be used for the day. You know, our dough has a 3-day lifespan.
Yeah.
So we're constantly delivering the food from our commissary, which allows us to be really tight on specs, and our executive chef works out of that space, and our pizza chef works out of that space, so they have their hands on in the production piece. And then we're delivering here, and we're delivering to the trailer on a daily basis, so the control is really tight. And here is just production.
Got it.
Everything shows up, it's ready to go, and now it's just build and cook.
Is the goal for you guys to kind of have multiple buildings like this, or?
Yeah, I mean, we would love to grow and expand.
Yeah.
I think in our future, it's finding some more brick and mortar locations, maybe some where we control the bar as well. But we feel like we're building the framework for a repeatable business. So putting the efficiencies in place, putting the systems in place that we can then rinse and repeat at all different locations. And we've shrunk our footprint where we know we don't need a ton of kitchen space. So from a capital standpoint of building a new location, we know that we don't need a ton of real estate in our kitchen. And what I'll show you is, which is in the bar pizza world, people may look down on Impinger ovens for pizza, or the conveyor belt ovens. A lot of people use the deck ovens and so on. But this allows us to be consistent.
Yeah.
And so I know that when I put a pizza in on the front end, it's going to come out perfect every time on the back end. And so it allows us speed and efficiency. And also, you don't need like the pizza chef who's the master of seeing where everything is and rotating things around. And those are really specific high-end guys who really know the craft. I can hire really great, reliable, hard-working people that don't need to think as much of, if things done, do I need to cook it a little longer? It's like, put it in, 6.5 minutes later, it comes out, and it's perfect.
It's in a pan, right?
In a pan, yeah. So there's an efficiency piece that we really love about that, which allows us to then look to the future of scalability and growth.
Because when you cook pizza in a pan, there's no, I think people have, and they do with New York style pizza, they like the dough touching the brick, right?
Yeah.
Gives it that distinct flavor or cook style.
100%.
But when you're cooking pizza in a pan, I don't think you need that.
No,
so
but
the consistency of the Impinger is probably the best oven for this.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting heat from both sides, but, you know, the key to the bar pizza, which we'll talk about, is kind of dough, sauce, and cheese get pushed all the way to the edge of that pan. So there's no traditional crust like you'd have at a New York style pizza.
Yeah.
And that pushing everything to the edge creates a caramelization or a lacing on that crust, which is a really attractive part of a bar pie.
Yeah.
And so the pans are great. The way we season the pans is really important because that contact with the bottom of that pan creates the crispiness of the crust that you're looking for.
It's almost like a smaller version round of a Detroit pizza, like the way people cook it.
Very, very similar. Yeah.
Because it's like you want the crust on the outside.
You want the crust. You want that caramelization. You know, it's almost burnt, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of flavor in that, and depending on the toppings you're putting on there, you get a piece of pepperoni or homemade sausage stuck to that edge. It's the best bite you can find.
Can we go look through the kitchen?
Yeah, let's go. So yeah, this is our kitchen.
Oh, this is great. This is a little oven.
Tight, small little spot. So these are double.
How many square feet is this? The kitchen area? 500?
Maybe 500 at the most. Yeah, it's really tight, but it's efficient. It's built to be great. So like you're right here on the pizza build station. We've got all of our pies. We pull them out and let them like rest and come up to temp. Sauce and cheese them in advance sometimes. All 10-inch pies.
Yep.
And so we pull them out. They're all you know, proof in, ready to go. And so you're getting them to the edge, and then you know we dock them with a professional docker here, which is just a fork bend.
That's great.
And you're getting some air pockets to be able to get the heat to go all the way through. And you get your order, comes up, you build it all the way out. You get to the end of the build station, and it's just a one step right into the oven.
And how long does it take to go through there? 6 minutes?
Yeah, this is set at 6 minutes.
And what do you cook it at?
550.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it comes out the end, and what we've found is the key to a great pizza is to let it rest. All right? When you take a pie out, when you buy a pie and it's sauce, the cheese is going all over the place or running off the dough, it's because no one took the time to let it chill for a minute and kind of re-solidify and get comfortable. So we've got these resting racks, so when the pie comes out of the oven, you're pulling it out of the pan, putting it on a screen here, get airflow, and we let it rest for about 5 minutes, and then we cut it, turn around, and throw it on the pass, and it's out the door ready to go.
I've seen that's becoming more popular to let the pizza rest. I feel like videos, YouTube, social media has like alerted people to that.
Yeah, I mean,
because then you cut it, it's all sloppy.
Yeah, it's so important to do it that way. You know,
this is great.
Everyone wants a little crust.
So how many pizzas does this cook in an hour? Can you put two side by side?
So no, it's not quite
Staggered
wide enough.
a little bit?
So it's funny, when we came onto this property, the owner of Casan had purchased all the equipment for us without us sourcing it. And it's worked amazing, but you do have to
stagger them.
Yeah. So, you know, I can do between the two ovens about 100 pizzas
an hour. Which is all you need.
Which is more than enough.
Yeah.
And so they can get cranking and get going. You know, and it works out really well.
That's great.
So,
what do you guys just do pizza here?
No, so we do pizza. So that's our pizza station, and then here we do sandwiches. So homemade chicken cutlets, grandmother's recipe. You know, just we call them the Nana's classic, Nana's chicken cutlets.
Okay.
So we got her cutlets. We've been making sausages since the meat market in East Boston, 1927. So family sausage recipes. So we do sausage sandwiches, we do cutlet sandwiches, we do pulled pork sandwiches, and then we do wings. So this is kind of wings and pretzel zone.
You cook the wings in here?
No, so we cook the wings here in the convection oven. We can do it through here too, but not at the same temp. So there are times where we know we've got a private event and we'll set this oven lower and crank wings and things through that.
Because they're pre-cooked? You cook them ahead of time and then you just kind of sauce them and heat them up?
Yeah, so what we do is we cook them all at the commissary. So we season them at the commissary, we roast them at the commissary, we portion them at the commissary. So they're all 1 pound portions. And so our team is just taking a bag, opening it up, throwing it in the oven, reheating it, getting it up to temp, getting them crispy, tossing with sauce, and out the door.
So with the commissary, you guys are really set up to like open more shops pretty simply, as long as you find a spot.
Yeah. So we today at the shop we're making 600 pounds of chicken cutlets.
Yeah.
And we do that every couple weeks.
Oh wow.
And so we create the backfill to be able to service this, and for us it's a model of speed. Ticket time super low. Try to get food out to people in under 12 minutes, and if we can do that all the time, then we can service. I mean, this place can hold 400 people. And so if we can crank these out, then they get happy, they get more beers in their system, they're enjoying their time, and then they're out the door to the next bar, and we're waiting on the next guest coming in.
There's no bar pizzas like in the North Shore where I'm from.
No, you guys got roast beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the same though.
Nobody wants.
I don't want roast beef.
Nobody wants any infiltration of the South Shore bar pie.
Roast beef's expensive. You get like, how much is a cheese pizza for you guys?
$12.
It's like a cheese pizza or a roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Same price.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have a pizza.
Well,
to be honest with you.
that's your style. I agree. I'm more of a pizza guy myself, but
one roast beef sandwich ain't gonna feed my family.
No, it sure aren't. Although a 10-inch pizza may not feed your family either, but it's more apt to feed at least 2 people instead of one roast beef.
If you have kids, that pizza would be one pizza for 2 of my kids.
And you can't do half toppings on a roast beef.
No.
So you like cheese and your kid likes pepperoni, you can split a pizza in half and you're good to go.
That's why I think pizza's the best food.
Yeah. You want a 3-way and I want no barbecue or mayo, or screwed.
So all you need is, because you have, how far can your commissary, like how far away distance-wise could you open a shop with the commissary where it's located?
I mean, 30-mile radius comfortably.
So you could open 10, 15 locations in that 30-mile radius.
Yeah, so we could do that. We've looked at potentially going North Shore at some point.
Yeah, and you only need 500 square feet, like 600 square
for this,
feet?
Yeah. If we're cranking everything out of a commissary.
Yeah.
I think if we went farther away, there'd be talks of doing the whole production out of that one space, but it's nice having the control.
You did it different too, like you already have the commissary. A lot of people have, what they do is I did a video with, Auto Pizza?
Auto Pizza, yeah, I've heard of this.
So Anthony Allen owns Auto Pizza. They have like 20-something locations, and they have a commissary in Lynn, and I did a video where they make 700 pounds of dough at a time to make dough for all of their pizza shops.
Yeah.
But he said he wouldn't do it again. And but he did 10 locations, then a commissary.
Okay.
So you guys did it different. Like you had the commissary.
We're the commissary, and mainly out of necessity because we had the catering company. So it just made sense. We sold our venue, and we were doing all the work out of that space. So when we bought the catering company, we inherited the commissary, and the model just worked. And there's not the space here to do it another way.
So the commissary, the catering company kind of pays for the commissary.
Catering company, yeah, this place does too, though. But
what I mean is, like, without this, the company, the commissary is still not profitable, but pays for it.
No, for sure. Like the catering company is a much bigger business than the pizza business.
Yeah.
And so it's cranking full service all the time, like doing a ton of
So
events.
it's not going to stress out anything. Like, you're not like, oh, we have to open 3 shops to pay for the commissary.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Which is great.
So it's just a bonus.
Yeah. So that's it, man. We got wings and cutlets, wings and pretzel bites, and pizza and sandwiches, and then dessert. We make dessert pizzas.
So that's it. This is the whole kitchen, just right here.
This is it. Yeah.
No walk-in. Just stand up coolers.
Yeah. Just everything right here. So, I mean,
the cool thing about
just comes right in.
See, like this is.
Prep them all ready to go. So these are all just staged.
Yeah, I love this because this is like you can make these way ahead of time
just ready to go. And then you're pulling them out. You still got to let them proof.
Yeah.
So you pull them out. Like those will sit for, an hour and a half before they're ready to fire.
How many days is that? Rotate. 1 day's worth of pizza?
On a weekend, yeah, for sure. We'll do, 250, 300 pizzas on a weekend.
Wow.
But on a day like today, we might do 120, 125 pizzas.
Summertime is probably busier for you guys.
Summertime's always busier.
Yeah.
But everything is just organized and prepped and comes in. So we portion all that. We do all the cutlets back to the shop, cook them all off. And again, it's a reheat, get them to temp, sauce them, cheese them, put them on the bread, out the door.
This is great.
So it's a tight little operation, but it allows us to be efficient. You know? I can crank 100 pizzas today with 2 people.
That's fantastic.
And if it's busier, at the most we have 5 people in this space. So you got 4 people in this area, and then 1 guy cranking dish.
So 1 here, and then 1 here, cutting them?
Yeah, so we'll have, a wing person, a sandwich person, 2 people on the line making pies, and then this person might be loading, and then they'll come over and cut and serve.
That's
you know?
great.
And when we're busy at a body, or one of us managers or owners comes in and is cutting pizzas all day, and
The good thing is too,
It's a blast.
you kind of make those ahead of time, so you're not stretching the pizzas as you make them.
yeah, so we're doing all the prep work in advance. We're staying as efficient as possible. So I know that I've got enough pizza stretched in pans for the entire day, so I don't have to be worried about that. Now, at the end of the night, and when we have downtime, when the pans come back empty, we're out back seasoning the pans
Yeah.
and putting dough balls in them and stretching them out and prepping for the next day.
How long
It's
do they
always
take one
backfilled.
day to proof? Like from the time you put the dough ball in the pan, it needs one full day, or could you do it quickly?
Yeah, no, they don't take that much time at all. So you let them proof, you get them in the pan, and then they're ready to go fast.
Like in a
But
couple
we'll
hours?
we'll just get ahead as much as possible.
So if you have a really, really busy night, you're like, oh no, we're gonna run out of pizzas, you can go back there in a couple hours, have a restock.
yeah. So
Perfect.
a lot of the times on the really busy days, our dish guy is spreading dough.
Yeah.
Pans come back, washes what he needs to do, change the gloves, spread dough, spread dough, spread dough, and that's just what he does all day. It's great.
Now, like we mentioned, this is a family-run business, and they have 3 different partners who run it. They're family members, 2 brothers, brother and a sister, and a cousin. And this is the cousin who works with the brother and sister, and she has a specific role. We're going to talk about it right now.
Really marketing focused. That's what I was doing actually before we opened Bardos at our family's venue.
Yeah.
That's where we all started together, the 3 of us.
So you guys grew up together?
Yeah, we all grew up together. The business was, the family business was started in 1927.
How many how many relatives are involved with the business?
So when we were in Randolph at the venue, there were 7 family members there.
Okay.
But myself, David, and Jessica were all part of the 4th generation of the family business. So we're owners, we're operators, and now, we're all working together at Bardos. And it's the first thing that's, that we started, just the 3 of us, just the 4th generation. And I'm sure David mentioned, but it was born through COVID.
Yeah.
So during COVID, Castle Island was like, listen, we got to serve some food in order to serve beer. And so we were there, and we were there with our grill and that we used for the Patriots tailgates. And from there, they started to build this location, and they really wanted to serve South Shore Bar Pizza. So that's where this was born.
That's great. And so your job is to kind of get the word out.
My job is to get
Which is the
word
hardest
out,
part.
Which is so hard. And I will say with the whole South Shore Bar Pizza cult following, they're not really open to newcomers.
I know, why is that?
I don't know. I think because they have such a legacy and a long-standing history. It's, I get it. It's like when people probably move to Southie and, people have lived here for centuries. They're like, don't come into our neighborhood yet.
Yeah. But I feel like that's what makes the pizza, because even though this is bar pizza, it's like your style version of it.
It is, and that's the thing. If we were like, if we're going to do South Shore Bar Pizza, we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
We did a lot of research. We tasted a lot of pizzas. We used our executive chef from the venue, and of course all of us, and came up with the perfect recipe. If we were going to do it, we were going to do it 110%. Like, we're not going to put our name on something unless it's killer. We were also coming into Southie, into Boston, so you're in a really crazy food scene. We wanted to be able to, we wanted to show up. So I think with the flavor profile, our attention to local ingredients, fresh ingredients, like if we're trying to do a pizza special, if it's not a 10 out of 10, we're not putting it out. So sometimes you'll get people who are like, oh, can you do like a St. Patrick's Day pizza, or can you do a Thanksgiving pizza? And it's like, we're not gonna do it unless it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so you'll see that on our menu, we've got like our core flavors, but then we also have a section called specialty pies, and that's where you're gonna get the sausage, pepper, and onion. We have this week a special, which is butternut, squash, and truffle shrimp.
I saw them making that. That was really good.
So
Which
we
is this one right
definitely
here.
have some fun flavors to keep it interesting, and it's seasonal. I mean, again, talking about St. Patrick's Day, we did put edible gold on a pizza. It was a corned beef and hash pizza, and we did source edible gold, which was a pain in the neck, but we did it.
Sounds good.
And it was
did it sell good?
It did sell. It tasted good too. I mean, you've got the parade here, so.
Oh, the parade goes right by here, the St. Patrick's Day parade?
It's on Broadway, so we're pretty close.
Okay.
We're definitely the place after everybody's had their beers and their fun where they come and eat.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we love that.
And then maybe the most important role when it comes to operating a pizzeria, which most people don't think about, finances. And this is the partner who deals with the finances.
I do
What's
all the
your role?
finance.
Oh.
Yep,
Most
the
important
CFO.
part.
That's right. I'm in charge of the money.
I would say that's the number one thing that when pizza shops open, everybody wants to make a good pizza, but they don't ever think about the finances.
How much every to-go container costs, every
Yeah.
ounce of cheese, every
Was that-
piece of paper, everything.
So when you guys set that up, was that just what you naturally are good at, or how did you guys determine who does
I'm
what?
pretty much great at everything, but no, I'm just kidding. When we were at our old job, I was on the money side, so I
Okay.
did the finance with my dad, who was the CFO. So
Okay.
he kind of trained me on what to do there.
So you
and
just had experience doing it.
It just,
Yeah.
I didn't go to school for accounting. I learned it all on my own, and I'm still learning as I go.
Yeah.
But it's great. I mean, it's hard, but you're either right or you're wrong most of the time,
Yep.
and your dad's got to get your credits. And
So let me ask you this:
Save
is
money.
there somebody on the team? So sometimes, like when you're the finance person,
Yep.
your role is to like keep the business going straight. And sometimes there's creative people on the team who are like, "Hey, we should do this, we should do that," and you're
Yeah.
like, maybe it's not the best financial decision to do that.
David.
That's him.
Yeah, and Francesca, they both like to spend
like-
money on the credit cards.
So they're like, we should do this, we should do this, and you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, 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 hold
Is
up
it
a
a
little
want
bit.
or a need?
Yeah.
That's like my big thing. Do we need to do this right now,
Yeah.
or do you just want to do it? And can it wait? Right now, we're coming to the end of our credit card limit, at the end of the month, and let's see what we can push back for a couple months
Yeah.
and what's important. Look at our sales from the last month and see, can we afford to upgrade to the new napkins with our names on it and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And it's not all pizza business, but the catering business is
That's
all kind
right.
of combined into one bank account. So it's just watching everything.
So
where
the
it's
catering
going.
business and the pizza business is this location in the food truck, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the catering business is a whole different building.
Oh yeah, that's where you guys do the
Yeah,
commissary.
the commissary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all one business that you guys all operate
All
together.
one business with different branches.
Do you guys ever get any arguments or anything?
No.
No?
We'll disagree, but we never have had an issue where it's like
In
you're-
4 years, that's good.
Yeah, no. It's going to be three. It's three of us, so it's either 2 versus 1 or all 3 agree. And if it's 2 versus 1, the one understands that,
I wonder if that's the key. Not having 2 people, having 3.
It's
like,
having 3.
If it's 2, there's no like 2 to 1 vote.
Nope, it's got to be unequal.
Yeah.
Well, but the third generation who raised us on how to do this, they were 4. So they had 50-50, but the CFO or the CEO would say, my vote's final.
Yeah, yeah. Did they get along too?
Great. Yeah, they taught us everything.
Yeah.
Our family's first.
So you guys
way
grew
before
up in the business?
We did not. I started working in the business in 2011.
Oh wow.
So 12 years ago. But
What made you decide to go work for the business?
I had moved out to Colorado,
Yeah.
and I was running a restaurant out there, and I decided to move home, and I didn't know what to do. So I talked to my dad, and I said, hey, are you guys hiring? And he said, yeah, I could use some help with the books. And I had done the management of the restaurant in Colorado, so I kind of knew what I was doing. And it just ended up staying there.
That's great.
Yeah, never left.
So
It was
you
the best.
didn't. So I know a lot of people, if they have a family business, they either like don't want anything to do with it,
Yep.
and then they like go to college, and they're
Yep.
like, you know what, maybe this job that I got outside of college isn't as good as my family business, and they go
Yep.
back to it. So that was kind of you.
Yep, that was it, exactly. And
That's great.
I didn't know what I wanted to do.
I know
so
that. Do you like doing pizza now?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you not?
Pizza's great.
Pizza's pizza. Pizza's
I love,
life.
Everybody loves pizza. too.
Everybody loves pizza, and South Shore Bar Pizza is totally different. And I
Yeah.
didn't grow up on this, so it's exciting to, become a part of that South Shore family.
Would you have done South Shore Pizza, like bar pizza, if it wasn't in this location?
Yeah, we started in Norwood,
Okay, so
we
you
would
already
have
kinda-
kind of started there
Yeah.
and brought it over here.
Yeah.
It was what we were asked to do. They said
Yeah.
we wanted to bring it to South Boston, so we learned.
Yeah, I mean, you learned pretty good. It looks
Yeah,
great.
we tried lots of different recipes, lots of different ratios, and figured out the great, ingredients.
Yeah.
The great recipe.
What's one piece of advice, if someone's watching this, you could give them about like the pizza business that you've learned over the last couple of years?
Keep your labor low. Make sure everything's portioned out correctly, and have fun. It's pizza.
Yeah.
It's life.
Thank you so much for having me.
welcome. Thank you.
This was great. Thank you very
It's
much.
great. We appreciate you being here. Manja.
Yeah. You guys got a big, I mean, this is a big dining room. I know that you're not in charge of the dining room, but it's a big area
It's
for people to
huge.
eat.
There's 400 seats here.
Yeah.
We were super excited about that, plus a patio. I mean, you don't get a patio
No.
in the city, and
Yeah.
it's just so much fun. In the summer, in the warm weather months, there's dogs, there's kids, there's tons of picnic tables. You've got the bistro lights, you've got the city skyline and the sunsets here. It's truly a really fun spot to come hang for any age, too,
Right.
which is nice. You've got families, you've got young people, you've got older people. It's,
All right,
it's
now
a
I'm going to
lot.
hit you with some hard questions. What's
Okay.
the best part about working with family?
Honestly, it's a loaded question. So
I know it's a loaded question, that's
I
why.
know the stats. I think it's something like 3% of fourth generation family businesses are still around. Like
Wow.
it is against the odds to have a family business.
It's hard to work with family.
Oh my God, yeah. But it's the only thing I want to do.
Yeah.
I came into this industry 13 years ago, and I came in thinking, I'll just work for my family until I figure out what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then here I am with my cousins 13 years later. And when we were closing Bardos, we were like, all right, what do we want to do next? And the only thing all three of us said is we just want to work together.
That's
and
great.
I mean, our lives are centered around food. It's in our blood. So the fact that we get to, make pizza and serve people and make people happy, it's a blessing.
Pizza's great.
Thanks.
I like
Yeah.
everybody. Pizza's
Yeah, it's
great. I
fun.
think it's like the best food too because everybody loves it.
That's the thing. Like,
If you don't love pizza, you're like, we don't like you.
Yeah, exactly.
We
It's
can say
really
that.
easy to sell.
Yeah.
And we keep it fresh. I'm telling you, like every week, our chefs are coming up with a pizza special. So like, again, we've got the butternut squash and the truffle shrimp, but some weeks you've got baked beans on there. Some weeks you've got fried chicken on there. Oftentimes, from a marketing perspective, I'm collabing with local businesses. To
That's
be
a good
like,
idea,
Let's get your mustard on our pizza. Let's get your waffles on our pizza. And so that's really fun because, we're all local small businesses. Like
Yep.
we're all trying to help each other. So if both of our marketing efforts combine, like it usually turns out pretty well.
Yeah.
And we can combine our audiences.
Yeah, you share like, do you get exposed to their customer base and they get exposed to yours?
Exactly, yeah. And like, again, we partner up with like gyms. Like we're pizza, we're a very comfort food menu as you've seen, but like we will work with gyms and, we get a really good response
That's great.
from it. I mean, that's the thing. Half the battle is marketing.
Definitely.
And it's just social media. I mean,
Yes.
we've got a great website, but you're not paying for Google ads
No.
or like print advertising.
Not when you're a small business and just getting started.
You just
What's the
get
biggest
on social
surprise when it comes to like the pizza side of business?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good question. Quality control.
Yeah.
That's our biggest thing. So we have 2 locations now. We've got Southie and we've got Norwood. So it's been our mission to make sure that a pizza that you have in Southie tastes just as good as it coming off the pizza trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
So we definitely have learned how to put like operations in place to make sure that it's always consistent because we believe consistency builds credibility. And
Yep.
we don't want to, we watch our Google reviews. We had Dave come by one day and at the trailer, the pizza trailer.
Oh, really?
Yes, we did.
How'd that go?
It was, I think we got like a 6.8, which is fine. But let me tell you, it made us like look inward and be like, okay, what can we do a little bit differently
Yeah.
here? And like, we're always here to like help improve. We know that, our last customer is only as important as the next. So we're really, really focused and we're really hands-on, and the team here is unbelievable. They do a really great job. And
I love that.
yeah, they're like family.
Well, thanks for having me.
Oh my God, thanks for being here.
This is
Now
great.
let's eat.
Yeah, I know, that's right. Let's get some pizza.
Now, the best part about doing these Pizza Insider videos is, of course, eating the pizza. And I really appreciate Bardos letting us come in, shoot behind the scenes, talk to the owners, and really share about the business. That's what we really want to do with these Pizza Insider videos. If you like this video, hit subscribe, hit like, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, if you have a pizzeria, what the name of it is, because we want to make a list of pizza shops that we want to visit and do more videos just like this. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you right back here next week, everybody.